Hey, what's up, Shades? Actual today I'm going to be doing something a little bit new. I'm going to be going over my rifle setup. So just to start out with, there is nothing in the magazine, nothing in the chamber, nothing in the breech. This is a cleared weapon. So my idea behind this rifle was I wanted a truck gun. And once I had come up with that idea, I narrowed down my barrel lengths that I wanted to between a 12.5, 11.5, and a 10.5. When I was looking at the different ballistics of a 12.5 from an 11.5 and 11.5 from a 10.5, I realized that the 11.5 was the sweet spot. I felt that the 12.5 might have been too long, might have been pushing it, and then the ballistic drop off at a 10.5 was just too significant, and I knew I was only going to be shooting at around 300 meters at max. Not that you can't shoot a 10.5 to 300 meters, but I just felt that the 11.5 gave the 5.56 a little bit more oomph that it needed. So once I had set on the 11.5 barrel length, I started looking at a few different companies, and I felt that the most reasonably priced, best bang for your buck barrel was a Roscoe, the Bloodline 11.5. What I liked about them was it was relatively cheap. I think I paid, what was it? I think I paid like $135 for it. Solid barrel, and the barrel was dimpled, which was nice. I didn't have to buy a dimpling tool to dimple it myself. It is a carbine length gas system. I know that there are some, I forget who does it, but they either do a 12.5 or 11.5 mid-length gas system, which would make it really soft shooting. But I'll get into like the gas systems after that. So once I had realized that I wanted an 11.5, got the Roscoe barrel, and then I started looking at uppers and lowers. And just in my area, I had found a lower for 150. This was kind of a budget build, sort of like a Poverty Pony truck gun. Found a lower from Yellow Hammer Arms, which is like a old manufacturer here where I'm by. Got the whole lower for 150. Came with a nice, decent mil-spec trigger, nothing crazy. Buffer tube, all that. Did the job, it gets the job done, drops every magazine. All magazines fit in it. I have no problems from P-mags to the OK mags that you get in the military. So once I had found my lower, I was looking at some uppers and decided with an Aero Precision, just their standard AR upper. Nothing special, but I have had zero problems with this upper and lower together. And honestly, they're rock solid. You can't see any light through it. I'm not sure if that's a huge deal, but it's nice to know that they're connected solidly and there's no real play with them. So once I had found my upper and lower, got the barrel, I was looking at a few different handguard lengths, and I really wanted my my muzzle device, like the crown of the barrel, to be as close to where the handguard stopped. So with the 11.5 barrel, I kind of had done some research and realized that the 10.5 length handguard was the right size for me. And then it was a toss-up between either keylock and M-lock, and I decided to go with M-lock. It's just, a lot easier to find stuff, and it's honestly, if I had anything else, I really wouldn't care, but I just like the M-lock a little bit easier. So I got an M-lock from Midwest Industries. Solid handguard. It does get hot relatively quick, but if it gets too hot for me, then I'll just get a handguard, or I'll just put on a glove. Not really a big deal. And then at first on this rifle, I had a Ergo adjustable gas block. It's kind of one of those cheap glass blocks because I was scared that my Roscoe barrel would be overgassed, is kind of what they're known for, is they're just a touch overgassed. But what I noticed is that with the gas block fully open, is my rifle wasn't overgassed. It was like pretty damn near perfectly gassed with some pretty consistent ejection patterns at 3 o'clock. So I took off the adjustable gas block and I put on the Geisley gas block. It doesn't really matter. I could have got some standard run-of-the-mill gas block. I just had a Geisley gas block. Got it for like $20 off tax swap. So I threw that on, changed out the adjustable, threw this on, and it's been running perfectly fine ever since. So when I first got the lower, it had just a regular A2 pistol grip. Changed that out for the Magpul K2 Plus. I like it. The grip texture is really nice. Your hand's not slipping. It's kind of like a rubberized grip feel. But what I really like is that it has this compartment in the bottom, and I can hold batteries and tools and cleaning supplies for my Optic and flashlight. So once I threw the grip on, I like to run bad levers on my rifles. I've been running them pretty much since I was in the service. They just make reloading and manipulating the firearm a little bit easier and a little bit faster. When I was doing like El Presidente drills, I was always the fastest person in my unit. Not because I'm the fastest shooter or the fastest reloader, but because I'm consistent and I had that little bit of time saved where I didn't have to come over and slap. I could just throw the magazine in, drop the bolt with my shooting finger, and I was right back on target. So that's why I run these bad levers, and the worst thing that can happen, honestly, is they fall off. I'm sure that somebody somewhere has had some weird fucking catastrophic failure with theirs where it fucked their rifle up, but I was crawling around in the dirt always with my bad lever on while I was in the Army, and never had a problem besides the screw coming loose. So I did Loctite my screw, and I just check it every once in a while, kind of like some regular PMCS, like a responsible adult should do with anything. It's just PMCS everything. So I run the bad lever. Like I said, the trigger is all right. I might upgrade to an ALG trigger once ammo prices hopefully go down so that I can shoot more. Right now I don't shoot enough to kind of warrant the trigger upgrade. I'd rather put that money into ammo and practice more shooting. The trigger does fine. It's safe. I do not have an ambi selector switch. I will be changing that out relatively soon, and I have mine is at 90 degrees right now. I do like the 45 degree throw. I think that it's a little bit more efficient. Anything you can do to be a little bit more efficient is, in my opinion, better as long as it doesn't sacrifice the safety of the firearm. And I don't think having 45 degree throw on your safety does. So also one thing I want to talk about is some people don't run forward assists on their rifle. Some people have never used it in their life, but I have used it. I've run rifles, at least in the Army, to that extent, and you don't need one until you need one, and then you want to have one. So if you don't have one, then you're not fucked. I'm sure there's some things you can do, but I do like having a forward assist, and I just have the standard M4 forward assist. The teardrops do look cool. The teardrop forward assist. My only problem with that is that they can get hung up on stuff. It's that sharp angle. So if you're clearing a house with a buddy or something and his sling comes by and catches your teardrop, you guys are getting connected up. So I don't run a teardrop forward assist. Going back to my stock or brace, whatever, is I have the SB Tactical, I have the SB Tactical 3, SB3 brace. The 4 is cool. I just had the 3 laying around, so I threw the 3 on. If I had a 4, I might throw the 4 on. It's not really a big deal. I do like the 4 maybe a little bit better because it does have the angled bars right here, supports, so you can't get hung up on stuff. You definitely could get hung up on something with this. Maybe in the future I'll change to the 4. Not really a big deal. And my sling I'm running is just one that I had off my service rifle. It's just a 2-point with some quick detaches from Magpul. I do have it rubber banded around the sling, kind of, so when I'm not using it, it's just connected like this. I can still manipulate, I know this is going to be hard, I can still manipulate the selector switch underneath it while I'm running, and then if I needed to attach, or if I needed my sling deployed, I just pull it out from there, and boom, it's on me. You know, as Lucas from T-Rex Arms says, it keeps the weapon to you. Whatever, not a big deal. And then to put it back, you just take your sling, fold it over, and then you put it through the rubber band. So you can get those black Ranger bands off of eBay. They're cool, and they are tighter than a rubber band. Rubber bands you kind of have to change out every once in a while. Whatever. If rubber bands work, and if you have Ranger bands, you want to spend $10 on a bag of those, good for you. I'm not going to talk shit on that. That's cool. So going up from just kind of my basic setup on the rifle, I do have backup sights. I suggest that you always have backup sights. Your backup sights should be the first sights that you buy for this weapon, for any rifle. So I have a Optic rear and a MBuzz Pro front sight. I got the Optic rear for like $20 off of tax swap again, super cheap, and they're super durable, and they have drop compensators, I guess you could say, for elevations and different distances. They go from 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think it would really work on this rifle because the ballistics are different than an M4 and a M16. I believe that they were made for M16. The Optics were designed for an M16, but regardless, they're there. It's stuck on there, and they are co-witnessed through my SIG Sierra Romeo 5X. So when I was going through with optics, I wanted something that took a traditional battery. I didn't want something taking like a weird watch battery or like those bigger size batteries, those round batteries. I wanted something I could find anywhere. Like if something stupid happened and I needed some batteries that could go into someone's house and like, hey, do you have some AAA batteries? And they're like, oh yeah, of course, because everyone has AAA batteries for something. That's why I got, it was between the 5X and the 5XDR. The XDR was a little bit more expensive and I didn't really want to spend the cash for it. So I only have just the dot. The 5XDR kind of has the EOTech reticle too that you can put on there. Looking back, I wish I'm not sure if I want that reticle, but it is a nice feature. Either way, I'm happy with this 5X. It's reliable. It has the shake awake. Activation. So I put this by my bed. Whenever I pick it up, that dot's already on. And the battery life, I don't even want to quote it, but I change my battery every year, and it's survived every year. I change them on my birthday. So one thing about these, the only problem that I've had with these is that the Loctite, that the factory one it came with, the factory Loctite, that like granular Loctite, it did come loose. So I put on some blue Loctite, and then I put with some paint marker. I don't know if you can see it. I put right there, just paint markered it so that I know if my screw's walking out again, I can just tighten it. Just a little bit of, just a little tip. If you're scared one of your screws are locking down, just throw a line through it through your screw to see if it's walking or not. You'll be able to tell. So that is my Optic, and then for my flashlight, I do have a Surefire M951. So these are the military surplus ones that they're running in like OEF1 and whatnot. Super heavy, but I got it for $100. Again, off tax swap. This isn't like a plug for tax swap, but I did get all this shit. So it came with the body, the bulb, the original bulb, which is like a 60 lumen light. It's fucking stupid, underpowered, but it is a light. And then with the tail switch and the pressure pad, and that's what it came with. And I taped up the tape switch with some black electrical tape to my handguard, and it's stuck there ever since. I kind of double wrapped it in case I needed to pull some off for some reason, like I needed some extra tape. So like I was saying, is it came with the 60 watt bulb, and I traded that bulb out for a 1,000 watt light off of eBay, and it is like super, it is 1,000 watts. It's a 1,000 watt LED light. The runtime on it is like an hour, so you don't get some crazy life on your batteries. But it does take CR123 batteries, which are kind of normal now. I guess a lot more things are running with it. I know it's not like a AA battery, but you know, CR123s are pretty common as it is. So if you do get a Surefire M951, get the 1000-watt bulb upgrade off of eBay. They're like $10. If you need it, just shoot me a personal message here on Instagram and I'll shoot you the link for it. Or maybe I'll put it in the description. I don't know. So I got that, put in the bulb, life-changing. It will blind you. Don't flash it at your light or at your eyes. I've done it. It will blind you. And then from that, for my muzzle device, is nothing crazy. I just have an A2 flash hider. So my reasoning behind that is I don't have a suppressor yet. Don't want to spend the money. So I think that an A2 flash hider does everything. It hides enough flash at night. It's not like you can't see some flames, but it's not crazy. It's not like a fireball shooting out. And also I like how it's complete. There's no ports on the bottom. So when you're shooting from the ground, it's not kicking up a whole lot of dust. It does kick up dust, obviously, a little bit, but not as much. So when I do get a suppressor, I probably will throw a dead air 3-prong on here and just completely leave it suppressed and say, you know, whatever. So that's pretty much my whole rifle. That's my whole truck gun setup and my reasoning behind it. I do like shooting it. Like I said, the Roscoe barrel is really, it surprised me with how good of gassing it is. It gives a pretty consistent 3 o'clock, maybe sometimes a little bit over gassed, but not like crazy. It gives pretty consistent gassing, and this rifle or pistol, whatever you want to call it, does everything that I need and more. And it is reliable, which is what I wanted. It shoots nice. I haven't had any problems with it. Oh, my bolt is an Aero Precision. Their standard bolt. Again, I got that off of either Reddit or Tax Swap for like $100. So I got the Aero Precision bolt, and then I have just a standard A2 charging handle. Nothing crazy. My buffer is just a carbine buffer with a carbine length spring. Nothing crazy. Honestly, I just wanted a rifle that was reliable and had parts easily available for cheap. I think altogether with the rifle and the light and the optic and the sights, you know, the backup sights, I think I spent maybe $1,200 on it. I put it all together myself. It's not tough to set up a rifle. You just need something to put the barrel to the upper, and that's like the hardest part that you need a specific tool for. So other than that, make sure you guys are training, make sure you guys are shooting, and hopefully everyone's doing well out there. And thanks for watching.